Hi YouTube, this is my video on Moon in Gemini. So if your Moon is in Gemini, your Moon is ruled by Mercury and you are a mutable sign. Now, being ruled by Mercury, you are very good with communications, with language, with any of that stuff. You know, the books, the memorization, the vocabulary. You can probably pick up on languages really quickly compared to other signs. You're very good. Communication is very important for Geminis when something's going wrong, because they can have an emotional detachment at times, because they can be very they can not overanalyze, but they can analyze the actual practical things about it. Not like a Virgo, a little bit different. I don't like they don't see the emotional part of it maybe. And so their first instinct, because they do want to know what it is, their first instinct is to talk it out, because these people are about communication. Now, these people are probably very quick speakers. They're very witty when it comes to their speech. They probably have the quickest comeback, like something like that. They have a way of words that's very persuasive. You can persuade someone to do anything that you want. You're very good with factual information, very good with memorization. You're very sociable people. These are people that you can have a conversation with anybody, really. Like, they're very good at this. What else? They're sociable in the sense that if you throw them into a crowd of people, they'll most likely do fine. And the best way for a Gemini, or mainly any air sign, to deal with their emotions would be to socialize. These people feel better when they have things to do, because these people need stimulation. Now, stimulation of the mind and all of that stuff. So they may have different interests. Geminis tend to go back and forth, or maybe back to, go from this person to this person, or this thing to this thing. It's just because they need something new to keep them going. They need something interesting, something that they can figure out, kinda. So one year you may do swimming, and the next you do soccer, and then the next you do dancing. But these people are naturally athletic, so they can do all of it, and they're naturally good at everything, but they just want to try it all out. You know, just get a taste of everything. So that can also translate into relationships, where they might want something that's constantly changing. You know, these people aren't comfortable with just everything being the same. They're not comfortable with everything being the same all the time. They can be very indecisive because of this, because they never know what they want to do for sure, because their minds are constantly going. You got to think of it like a clock, kind of, you know, like the pieces on the inside, they're constantly moving. This is like a Gemini brain. Very smart, very what's next, what's out there, I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to do this. So they can seem very scattered and very flighty at times, because one day they may go hang out with this person, and the next they're hanging out with the next, and then the next day they're hanging out with totally someone new, and it's just oh, are you my friend or not? Are you going to hit me up or not? Stuff like that. So that's why they can seem flighty and flaky, because these aren't people that are always going to be there for you, because they're mainly focused not necessarily on themselves, but just something else, you know. Their attention span's kind of just what's new, you know, stuff like that. So the best way for you Geminis to deal with your feelings and all of this, because your feelings may transfer into restlessness. Oh my goodness, I messed up that word in my Aries video too. But they can be restlessness. They can be restless. So that's what your emotions can translate into. But the best thing to deal with with your emotions, is to honestly just really feel them out and know, because you may be this is what's making me upset. No, this is what making me upset. It's very indecisiveness. So really just take time to deal with them, so that you fully understand what's making you sad or mad or angry or happy, whatever it is. Now, these people are generally happy, upbeat, you know, kind of like talkative, sociable, but they have a very moody, irritable side to them, especially when it comes to like the same thing, like a redundant thing. So if they have to go to school every day, they might not want to do school anymore. Like they're just like, because I know multiple Geminis that have like their Gemini sun with a moon in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, like Mars in Gemini, like all they have stelliums in Gemini, but they just hate doing homework, or maybe they fail their classes. But like they understand the concept and stuff, but because they're just in school like every day, they're just like, what's the point? Like I get this, I can do it. Like why do I need to be tested? Stuff like that, you know? It's just boring to them. They need constant change. Now Geminis have this nervous air to them, kind of like when they're speaking, and they just have so many things going on in their mind at once that like it can come out very nervousy and stuttery, but it can also come out very fluent and very smooth. It really depends. But when they're speaking off the top of their head like I am, my Mercury's in Gemini, so when I start speaking, come in. Okay, I'm sorry, my sister just came in the room. But yeah, so these people can jump from topic to topic, seem indecisive. I have my Mercury in Gemini, so when I'm speaking off the top of my head, I have so many things running that I'm like constantly switching from topic to topic. Like I may start my sentence and then go off on a completely different tangent and just start here. So people with a lot of Gemini, others may be like, whoa, like, you know, choose one thing, talk about one thing, do one thing, you know. But these people aren't like that. They like to do everything, and I think that's awesome. Like they're very good at multitasking. Now they perform better in the day when they have a lot of things to do, like on their list. Like when they're seeing this person in the morning and then this person later, like that keeps their energy going and that keeps them out of the slumps. So if you have a moon in Gemini, go socialize, go do things, go like get your wheels turning and stuff. You need that stimulation because that's who you are and all of that. So they are mutable, they can adapt to change really quickly. They like change, so adapting to it isn't hard for them. They can also adapt to other people, new things in their life quite easily. What else? I have like a list. They're just bullet points and stuff, and I just go off of it. So they have a good imagination. These people like can think of some pretty crazy shit and just like what they want to do with their life or new ideas and stuff, and they'll try it out and stuff, but they might move on to the next thing. And it's not like Aries likes the excitement of new beginnings, whereas Gemini just likes to try it out, you know. They can be very open-minded too, and they like to hear other people's opinions because they're like, knowledge. These people like knowledge and they like learning new things. Whether they notice it or not, they could be like, I hate learning, like I hate school. But like when you hear someone else speak about their opinion or whatever they'll have to say, you're like, oh, that's interesting, you know? And they may pick up that person's belief or something like that. And they like to communicate with the other person. Like, you tell me what you think, I'll tell you what I think, you know? And this can get them into verbal disagreements and verbal arguments. But, like, it's not that they're holding on to their belief and stuff. It's just because they want to communicate and whatever. Now, their inner restlessness. This can transfer into becoming very snappy. This is where their moodiness is. So, like, anything that's the same. I think I was talking about this earlier, but then I went off on a different tangent, but I'm going to finish it now. So, when there's nothing changing and there's no stimulation, they can become restless. And this can transfer into snappiness. So therefore, you really need to like get up together and go do things, you know, go change, talk to new people, learn something new. These people are naturally good with writing and reading. They can probably read really quickly. Yeah, these are very smart, intellectual folks, and they're pretty awesome if you ask me. So yeah, that was it about Gemini Moon, and I'll see you guys in my Cancer Moon video next. Bye.